slow down a bit. Get a lit and let the blues lay where they are. 'Cause the blues some days, they won't let go. They won't let go. But it's Saturday, we're at the shop today. Let's celebrate, light up an anime, raise a toast, watch the blues go up in smoke. Watch the blues go up in smoke.
That's it, just like that?
Just
We're
like
talking
that.
behind the scenes?
Yeah, that's right.
Behind the scenes at Saturday.
At the shop.
At the shop.
It's Saturday at the shop. It's post First Friday.
It is
Saturday
post
at
First
the
Friday.
shop.
You're going to notice some asses dragging.
Yep.
One being me, of course.
Two being me.
I was up
Jana, how
past
are you
9
feeling
o'clock.
this morning? Yeah. Oh, she's
She's
good.
good.
She's spry this.
She
Here,
is.
take my mic. Why don't you come
Yeah,
do this thing?
she is spry.
She is spry.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
A little sluggish. First Friday last night, 4th of July edition, was a good night. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how many people were going to be out barbecuing. I didn't know if the rain was going to throw things off with the fireworks show that we put on.
Yes. You're welcome, Frisco.
You're welcome, Frisco. We'll allow you to take the credit for that. But no, it was a good crowd. It wasn't an enormous crowd, but it was actually nice because it was comfortable.
Right.
Plenty of room for break dancing is what I'm
Did
trying
you
to
do
say.
the break dancing?
Yeah.
That's why you're.
Yeah.
That's why you're dragging ass.
I brought some cardboard, and it was funny because I had to tell Craig. Craig was literally he was playing some like break dancing. By the way,
Like
First
B-boy
Friday. Let me explain. First Friday is the one day a month that we let our hair down. We have a good time. It's a very controlled chaos. We have a blast. Last night was First Friday America. And we had a good time. And one of our good friends, Craig and Nicole, love him to death.
Yep.
Craig, he's creeping up in age. He's a little closer to me than he probably wants to admit. And you could see him eyeing the floor on a couple of songs that were very traditional breakdancing songs. He was eyeing the floor, and I walked over to him. I go, "Here's the deal. You go down, I'll help you up." He goes, "Okay." So then he got up against the lockers and started stretching. So it was definitely an old man dance for sure. But no, we had a good time.
Should we talk about what we're going
Yeah,
to
we
talk
could do
about on
that.
the show? We could do some headlines. What do you think?
Yeah.
On today's show, we have
A cold summer is upon us. 2 phenomenal brand owner experiences coming up soon. Start your engines for cars and cigars next week. Best grab-and-go cigar selection to enjoy on the patio. Ding, 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 ding. Nice.
Okay. I put some thought into it this morning.
You did.
A little bit of thought this morning.
You are not exhausted.
I am quite tired.
Oh, okay.
But it is
Do
what
tell.
it is. We all are. No, it was, last night was good. We got to watch the fireworks show from the back patio in Little Elm. They put in a really nice fireworks show. And then Frank and Marty started popping off Roman candles. And they started popping off Roman candles into the tree line. And I thought, I am really glad that it rained this afternoon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Boy, that first one came through.
There are certain people that just shouldn't handle fireworks.
Right. Well, by law, I'm sure there's some sort of, thing that says Frank cannot handle anything that has fire on it.
Yeah. Maybe he should shake our friend Boone's hand and see how fireworks went.
Well, because he doesn't have a hand.
He doesn't.
He's got some knuckles.
He's got some knuckles, but the net result of holding onto a firework a little too long.
A big ass firework.
Yeah.
Boone's hand it looks like a Ninja Turtle hand.
It does.
It just has this. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Don't play with fireworks.
Yeah,
kids.
this just in, kids.
They'll blow your hand off even if you're a grown adult. Well, Boone. Okay, what are you smoking?
So last night was kind of a preemptive strike. Get it? Preemptive strike, military. Get it? No, last night I had this realization. I had an opportunity to sit down and hang out with Norm Hooten, and he owns this cigar company called Hooten and Young.
Yes.
And he also owns a whiskey company called Hooten and Young Whiskey.
I like it. Consistent.
And he is one of these guys. He's military and very decorated military. And I believe a SEAL.
What up, John Wilson?
I believe a SEAL.
I think he was
Or no, Special
Ranger
Forces.
or
Special
Delta
Forces.
Force.
Yep, I think you're right. But if you've seen the movie Black Hawk Down, he was the guy that kicked everybody's ass.
Yes.
So Norm Hooten has created a line of cigars. I asked him, so were you passionate about cigars? He goes, I just like to smoke good cigars and drink whiskey.
Okay.
So
That's
he
good
started,
enough for me.
Yeah, so he came out with the cigars. Last year, as you guys know, we do this very strict testing process.
Mm-hmm.
It was the only brand that actually passed.
Well, and this is why I know you're so excited about it. Because we haven't even decided when we're going to launch them, and you did a full order.
Yeah.
I know they were giving us some boxes that we can kind of play
yeah.
around with and do this.
Well, yeah, it was.
We have a full order of this stuff.
Yeah. Well,
We don't know when we're gonna launch them.
Well, here's the problem. You try one, and then like, when are you gonna get them?
They are very good.
They
are very good.
They're very good. And within the line, there are a lot of lines that you can tell all kind of live in the same neighborhood. This one is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
This particular cigar, it's actually shaped like a bullet, so you would think performance
Let's
is
do a little novelty alert here.
Novelty alert. It is shaped like a bullet. It comes in a really cool ammo can.
I'm gonna just make a banner that says novelty alert.
Novelty alert. But here's the thing. This is a real deal cigar. And I get as equally excited about the performance of a cigar as I do the flavor of the cigar. This cigar, on paper, shouldn't draw very well because this bullet compacted so much tobacco in the tip of this, and it comes to an absolute straight point. It draws like a box press.
It really draws nice, and the flavor is good.
The flavor's good. This is going to be something we would put you in for if you're a medium to maybe a medium light profile. But when you get to the Palladian, you get to the 2020, those are very nice, right down the middle. And your brother, who likes full-bodied cigars, this is the high-end cigar. It's called the Operator. This cigar here, your brother couldn't finish it last night.
Because it's too strong?
Because it was too strong. So within a brand, you can go from basically medium light up to a full-bodied, no joke cigar.
Okay.
The cigars kind of live in that. There's one that's $11, and they kind of live in that $15 price range. But I'm very impressed. Now, why did we do it? Last night, 4th of July, we tasked Hannah with creating an American Hero cocktail.
Yes.
And your first American Hero cocktail of the night, you received a free Hooten Young cigar. So it was a way to kind of wet people's whistles. She made one that was, both of them were using Hooten Young whiskey, but one was coconut based.
It was a coconut Kentucky Mule.
Kentucky Mule.
And then the other was a strawberry basil sour.
People love that.
I'm telling you.
Did you have it? Which one did you have both or just?
Which one was better? Strawberry. Yeah, I like the strawberry too.
Yeah.
That strawberry was kind of fresh. It was a good summer drink. I am so high on Hannah right now.
Yeah.
She is
high on Hannah.
She is. First off, she's just a sweetheart. To the way that she takes, she's from high end. She works behind high end bars.
Yeah.
And she's really made significant improvements with how we do what we do.
Yeah.
And
you don't know until you know.
I know, and she's got a great palate. She's very creative. She makes her own,
It was
syrups and all of that.
It was interesting. Last night was hanging out
What up,
with
Tim Flores?
One of my dear friends, Johnny Goodner, and he was making a point that she actually will mix a drink and take a straw and taste it and make sure that it's right.
Every time, almost.
Yeah, and that's the attention to detail.
Yep.
Love it. We got a good crew.
We've got a good crew.
Last night's crew was on, and it was a fun night. So thank everybody for coming out for First Friday. A lot of first timers. A lot of
really?
first-timers.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably a good thing that was a little bit lighter for their first Friday.
Yeah, because it can be.
Sometimes it
you.
can turn
Yeah.
way, way, way up. So I'm glad. It sounds like last night wasn't crazy busy. It was busy, but it sounded like everyone
No, and
kind of enjoyed
I
it.
met a new one of our brand new Atabay members. He just joined. His name's Michael. Super, super nice guy. I met him and his son-in-law. He's an old guy. He's my age, but he's gonna fit right in.
I'll tell
this
you.
guy's going. He'll be an Apex member.
I was in here on Wednesday it was Thursday, and there were 3 generations in here that were sitting and having a cigar in the parlor.
Really?
So I pulled them in, and one of them was Corey. You remember when we did the boy band with Darren?
Yes.
There were the 2 guys that came in, Corey, and I think it was Scott, I think was his friend's name. They came
Okay.
and sat in. Well, Corey was one of them. And we sat in and had a cigar. The youngest just turned 21 like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And then you had 3 generations. And that was so cool because he's choosing the right path to get into smoking cigars, and he is already light years ahead of any 21-year-old. He was
nice.
asking these good questions, and he didn't, he was very humble, very honest. It's cool to see a young cigar smoker that he's not nervous around it. He just knows how to do it. So his parents did it right, the family did it right, but we got to sit and meet a few new people and just sit and enjoy. It's a good reminder why we do this.
That is.
And I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No.
But at the end, Todd came in, Magician Todd. I think his last name, I think you say it's Sinelli. I could be wrong there.
Okay.
That guy's a gem. I don't know if you know this.
I saw his magic trick the other day. Come on.
That guy's a gem. He is.
How does
I
he
think
do
there are
that?
only a few people that fly in the Haney level of air, and I think he's high enough up there to kind of smell the air.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can just fill
In
the
other
place
words,
with
to keep
Haneys-
their position, they need to learn magic. Yeah.
and they have an advantage because they have 2 of them, so they could do an act,
Yes.
right? So
I watched your wife recorded. We used to say videotaped. Recorded
That's okay,
this
babe.
magic trick, where he wrote a number on the bottom of his hand, and one of Ale's, I don't remember which one, had her hand out and closed, and then they never touched hands. And then opens her hands, and his was gone, and it was on her hand.
it was unbelievable. It's and he also is like a mentalist. So he told Josh, think of any movie, and he picked, I think, The Program, some random '90s movie, and he had him just say the alphabet, and then just walked him into it, held his wrist, and he's like, The Program. I just full stop. I think Josh saved the piece of paper that he wrote it down on. It was wild. Good morning, Trish. Good morning.
And that gives the whole alien and Sasquatch stuff legs.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
saying. He's a
perfect.
warlock.
Yeah.
We haven't asked that question. We should. I think we need to fire up 3 or 4 new bad words. Get Brian Smith on. I would love Todd to come on and talk about what that process is, and then have him do some stuff.
Yeah.
While we're doing it. I think that would be a blast.
Let's do it, because our friend down that wrote the book on, I think his name is Gain, that wrote the book on the cartel that has the cartel leader only smokes Atabays. He wants to come up here from San Antonio and do a show.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
And speaking of Atabay, Nelson Alfonso and Oliver Naveau, thank you, because you want to talk about going
have one?
in deep. You want to talk about going in deep? If you're an Atabay member, you're going to walk in. You're going to see some new ashtrays in there. And okay, yeah, they had new ashtrays. Well, we're in a predicament because the ashtray boxes would be the nicest cigar box I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they send us all of these, and you can see the sheen on it. All of these ashtrays to outfit our lounge with. And they are the most remarkable.
24 karat gold are on the outside, and they are porcelain, not ceramic. Porcelain.
So these are now sitting in the lounge, and they command your attention when you walk in. They are just remarkable. And I don't know the size is They're massive, which I was a little nervous about because we don't have very big tables. It was like, oh, they were going to send us all these ashtrays, and then we're going to have to buy,
tables.
$10,000 worth of tables.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for doing this. This is a huge deal because when you think about it, that is the touch point where we can guarantee everyone who's in here is going to have. So they're going to have a touch point that is very special.
Yeah, and that's if we're getting what, probably 3,000 to 4,000 people a month. Some repetition, a lot of repetition, 3,000 to 4,000 people a month. It's a lot of exposure right where you want it, where somebody's putting their ashes, where they're putting their ashes.
Which, by the way, I think it's important to let everyone know we have very good cameras that are 4K and they have audio.
Yeah.
And we will track you down, and Nathan will find you at your house. If you take this or break this, we'll just have to dispose of you.
Yeah, the oops, I dropped it rate is $300.
Yep. And we will add that to your monthly bill.
Yeah,
Unlike these lighters that just grow legs that we end up. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
We
digress.
Todd did tell me, he's like, I can't believe how many of the lighters just walk away. They're big things. What you should do is seriously put a tracker on there and then have Nathan go to their house. All you'd have to do it is
I'm
one
here
person.
for my lighter.
Why don't you get that thing back?
Yeah.
So we're going to be watching cameras if these things break. That's for sure. They're just beautiful.
You try to do nice things for kids, and then
we do it for the children.
Yeah. Speaking of children,
look at my kids here. I'm just a dad, so I preloaded this up.
Yeah.
Look how cool these kids are. Look at this.
Those are the coolest kids ever.
They had a rain session this last week.
Yeah.
They both put in their first on-track passes. Thank you so much to Scott Noble for lining up. Coach Michael, his name's Michael Johnson. He's a Lamborghini. What's the series? He's a Lamborghini team driver.
Yeah.
And now he's coaching a 5 and an 8-year-old how to go fast
on go-karts.
And they're going fast.
Yeah.
So it's this is just so much fun. But soon we're going to have the opportunity. I think it would be cool to do some Saturday at the shops up at the track. We go up, we do it there, bring some people around, smoke cigars, watch the kids. It's a really cool hang up there.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down. It's only about 35
By the way, we're deep into the show, but if you are coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, let us know.
That's
and
right.
We will say good morning to you in your native tongue. And speaking of brand owners, here comes one now.
He's rolling in with that Noir, Connecticut.
Yep. Jamond was here last night. Panda was here last night. We had, you never know who you're going to just sit and have a cigar with. It might be the guy that actually makes it.
That is the beauty of working with the brands that we work with.
That's right.
We do have that.
Come on in.
Speaking of, I'm glad you say it that way because you never know if a brand owner of the cigar you're smoking is going to walk in. Well, we have 2 brand owners that are coming in the next couple of weeks.
Talk about it, please.
One, on July 17th. Man, that's coming up fast. Darren Chaffee.
Oh, you're just talking about 2 this month.
Yeah, 2 within the next
couple of weeks. We're not talking about a couple of future ones.
Which, by the way, these are basically, one is definitely an international traveler. The other one is, I suppose Belgium. Darren does have a house in Nashville, but that guy doesn't live in Nashville. He's in
Europe.
Warsaw and all over the world.
Wherever they let him smoke cigars and eat fancy food.
That's where he goes.
That's where he goes.
And he is coming back here. And I'm so excited to have Darren back in the building. We will be re-releasing the Strap Hanger, which is one killer cigar. I don't know what the new blend is. I know the previous one had some Haitian tobacco in there, if I remember correct. And
I don't know what it might have had hash in it, but it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be better. We're going to
Maybe
be
why
releasing
it was addictive.
That's why we didn't sell many because you and Mike Choate smoked them all.
There you go, America.
There you go, America.
Yeah.
So that one is coming back in, and I'm really looking forward to that. That's a Thursday evening. And then the following week, we are launching Mirafel Cigars. And Jeremiah Mirafel, his family's been in the business for 400 years.
415 years.
400. I mean, you can just discount the 15 because let's just give them the 15. Just say
1610 their company started.
Unbelievable.
And their specialty is Cameroon tobacco. And Cameroon tobacco is is very special. But I would say what he has done for Cameroon, for Africa, in and of itself, he's probably been one of the largest positive contributors to that.
Well, the reason why
area.
a big reason why we're smoking African Cameroon tobacco today is because of Jeremiah's dad, Rick. I mean, there's some story, and we'll talk about that, but both of these will give you an opportunity to, one, meet and develop a relationship with the brand owner, two, learn a hell of a lot of things, and three, try some exceptional cigars that are coming in.
We got a chance to watch it firsthand. When you're at a trade show and you have every major brand owner that sees Jeremiah walking down the aisle and has to get up to introduce themselves or to say hi to him because they're starstruck, that's the opportunity you have ahead of you.
This is a very special couple of weeks coming up.
We have events that we say, this is get on the plane worthy. This get on the plane worthy.
That is right.
Yeah.
And then that's going to roll in before you know it. We're going to be back to First Friday in August, before you know it. And we're going to speak about this after the show, but the 2025 cold summer will be coming through. And that, I don't know if we don't know when that's going to launch exactly, but
yeah,
we're going to find that launch and just watch the next definition event that we do, because we're going to blow the roof off the sucker. Because it's going to be fun.
What do you think George Clinton charges to do a show?
Now? Probably about $15,000.
Let's do it.
I mean, honestly.
I'd put him in the parking lot.
Honestly. We should reach out and see what's it take to get George Clinton here.
A big bag of weed.
Hey, we could find some people, right, Jay?
You know,
he might have a guy. He might have a guy.
You might have a guy. Who's
Look,
your worm guy?
I think we could find a guy to make sure that him and his whole family's, they never have to buy weed again.
I don't think they do now. I think they grow it right in their bus.
That's a good point.
They have a grow room in the back of the bus.
Yeah, they've got a backstage.
Where's the bedroom?
We should honestly ask that question and reach out and see how much does it cost to get George Clinton in the building? George
Clinton, I mean, the list is endless of guys that we could get in here.
Bootsy Collins.
By the way, Vinyl Madness has taken over this place.
Hold it. I tell you what, this Apu who's coming in here,
yeah.
I'm surprised he came back in after the last show.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
And by the way, we're equal opportunity offenders.
And this guy can hop on and drop down some information. One source indicates a range of 25 to 36 for hiring George Clinton for a private event. Another source, now we're starting to push budgets here. 75 to 150.
I was thinking like $5,000 and all the weed you can smoke.
Travis Trevino, it's legal in Illinois. I know a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We can all chip in.
All right, George. Hey, if you want to do something for fans, longtime fans, and it's not about the money for you, come on in.
That's what we do this
Yeah.
for. We could.
By the way, I exchanged some emails yesterday with our friend Ron Harper, and he's working on trying to get
that would be great.
get a little trip. I think it's golf and then this. But hey, as long as we're in the top 3 of things to do when he comes to town.
So George himself is less expensive, but if he brings Parliament, then that's what bumps us up. I tell you what,
that's a lot of weed.
Apu, you're the man. You're just like, you're kind of our ipso facto producer.
Yeah.
It's just from afar.
Yeah. Where are you located at? Let us know that.
That is, I can't wait for you to see if you know this. See if you can say hello in the.
And wherever he's at.
And yeah, where are you?
I hope he's in Frisco.
I so hope he's in Frisco. Okay, let's take a little push here. Next week, speaking of cold summer, this has been the best summer I've ever been a part of here in Dallas.
Why? Because
temperature-wise,
yeah.
Last night it was out there. It felt wrong that we were watching the fireworks and not just sweating through our clothes.
It was a little tacky, though. I did go outside. It was a little tacky.
Boo fucking who?
Okay.
83 and a little tacky?
Okay.
It's usually 106 and dry. I'll take this.
Yeah.
But that means next week,
It's going to be 106.
Well, actually, next week still looks pretty good. We're still in the 90s as highs, which means in the morning it's going to be nice, which means cars and cigars next week should fill up.
Should fill up.
So if you have a car, if you know someone with a car, let them know. Let's blow this out. Last month was pretty shy, so I'm going to put some pressure on it and see if we can fill this lot up.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should be able to.
Let's do that.
Apu said he, in his own words, is on the second hump of his camel. I like this guy more and more. I like this guy.
It does not tell, I mean, okay, if you're on a camel, you're in the desert, what desert are you rolling from? And how the hell do you get Wi-Fi out there?
Starlink.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Again, I'm sure we're offending somebody.
not him.
Last
This guy is the
last
man.
week's show was a lot of fun. We should do that more often.
We should. You remember that time when I jokingly made a middle finger, and then that guy
somebody
walked
did
in
it,
and
yeah.
he wanted member price. It was the first time he walked in the building,
Yeah.
and then he got all aggressive.
Yeah.
And then we didn't sell it to him at member price.
Yeah.
And then he went to the show and he clipped that image, and then wanted to start a boycott of the business.
Yeah.
Of me flipping off
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's why I'm not going to do that anymore.
But that's, yeah. But there is, as our two very nice Italian friends from New York always remind me, they come in every Friday night, that I am the Godfather. All we did is we did make one call and we found a friend, and that friend squashed that
You're
situation.
exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
So, like that.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm still not going out of my way to offend anyone.
Yeah.
It's just kind of part of our
And
blood.
this is not the Hitler move right here. He was more pointed north.
That's right. Oh, so when you do this, it's much better because they don't see the palm.
It's nowhere near as offensive.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing that on camera again.
By the way, was this last week? Was it Dad's group? Yeah. Dad's group was awesome.
I know. I'm sure it was. Sorry I missed it.
Oh, you were being a dad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Dads aren't walking in going, you know, what's the best tool to sharpen a blade on a mower? They're coming in dropping bombs.
Were there bombs dropped?
Look, people are introducing themselves and then they're like comfortable enough to do this. We have member-led groups. The Dad's group, Kelly Haney over here, leads it. It's actually kind of like it's like skiing. At some point, the thing somebody floors it, and you're getting drug along. We do it once a month, and
The first Wednesday of the month.
It's awesome. It's awesome. By the way, we need to. I've had a couple of people ask about cigar roulette again.
Oh, let's get with maybe McClurkin for the Nerds and Newbies. The next session.
We
could be
did
a
that one
roulette.
too.
Yep.
We did Nerds and Newbies, and Nerds and Newbies is another group, member-led, happens to be a brand owner of Mark McClurkin of Katie Cigars. But he brought in smoking chips, like wood chips.
I saw this.
Cedar, pine. He had lemon peel. He had all this stuff, and we would put it on a tray and light it on fire, and then light our cigars with it. Very unique.
It looked like
The
you guys
lemon
were-
peel one was bizarre. I mean, when you would think it would add citrus, it adds citrus.
Really?
Dramatic. Some of them wasn't that much, but you see why they use like oak and cherry for doing barbecue, because it really impacted the flavor of the cigar.
You guys look like you were freebasing meth off of a tinfoil.
That was later.
That's what it looked like. I saw a photo. You guys
Yeah.
are all, one guy's
Yeah.
lighting and another guy's.
That was later in the night. I mean, you got to experiment.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you what, the reason why I missed the Dad's group is because I was at home being a dad.
Yeah.
Because Ale was up here living her best life. She's doing this sip, puff, and paint. Kind of a cool little concept.
It was cool. It was very cool. It's paint by numbers.
Paint by numbers.
Yeah.
But if you're a member, there's no cost. Just come in and do it.
Come on in and paint.
And then if you're not a member, it's $5. And you sit in there and you have a cigar and a glass of wine and do the paint by numbers. I think it's a pretty cool little idea.
And they're painting pictures of cocktails.
Great. Sounds good to me.
Subliminally plants that seed.
That is sales, baby. That is sales.
That's how we do it.
Okay, we have, let's just make sure we're good here. We have Cars and Cigars next week. A couple of brand owner experiences. That's July 17th.
Do you want to talk about maybe a couple other future brand owners that are coming in?
Sure.
One of them is this guy.
Hooten Young. That's
Norm
right.
Hooten himself will be coming in. We'll formulate things with our friend Ron Harper of basketball fame. His son was the number 2 draft pick for San Antonio.
That's cool. I'm sorry, Reagan dropped one in here. New group. Nerds, newbies, and meth heads. That could be a good one.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the lady
We'll do it at
with
the
the raccoon?
32nd of the month.
32nd of
Yeah.
every month. Yep. Ron Harper.
You went really obscure there with the raccoon. No,
You haven't seen that video of the lady with the raccoon in her car?
No.
And they pull her out of the car and they're like, "Ma'am, is that a raccoon in your car?" And she says, "Yeah, it's a raccoon." And they look at it and they're like, "Why does that raccoon have your meth pipe?" And it's got the meth pipe and it pulls it up and it starts smoking the meth pipe. This is not AI. This is just a real body cam. I saved it and texted it to myself, so I never miss it.
All right, I got to see that. On that note, so we're working to get Ron in.
Yes. Oliver Naveau is
Oliver's
coming
coming in
in September, first
in
Friday.
September. Yep. We're working on
Nelson will be
Nelson
here
Alfonso
in October.
and
Pablo with Noel and their baby
from
boy.
Toro.
And he will be in first Friday in November.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really serious guests coming.
And Jamond is here 4 times a week.
My favorite.
Actually, by the way, I say this and I say it in front of him. For those of you retailers that are watching the show, if you're not carrying DC, you've done lost your mind.
No, don't tell him. Don't tell him.
No, he has guaranteed me that our supply will never get cut off.
Oh, then you should absolutely bring in DC.
At the expense of everybody else.
Then bring in DC.
Bring in DC. Well, they are bringing in DC. The dude is gone all the time. He's out doing events everywhere. Look at him. He's skin and bones. He doesn't even eat. He comes in here just to get some wings and then he leaves.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Oh, and I should speak about that because starting on Monday, every Monday what we're doing is we're moving to a light bites and flights menu. So you can try different flights, and then basically what we're doing is all the burgers and hot stuff, we're going to peel that, and it would just be dips and lightweight stuff. We got to give Georgie, we got to give him a day to breathe.
Yeah.
A day to breathe. That guy does not want to stop. He never wants to stop, but we're forcing him to stop.
So, yeah, he works 7 days a week.
And he just wants to
you've seen these videos where like the Starbucks guy that was crying in the bathroom because he had to work 26 hours a week. And he was crying.
I
And
saw it.
there's all these people out there. I mean, what do they want us to do? Georgie, 140 hours every 2 weeks.
And he wants more. We're closing the kitchen on Mondays, just delivering light bites to force him to his health is more important than anything. So let's make sure he's good. Oh, and Jacob Burns coming in with a last minute drop. I love this and I'm super excited about this. We have member mixology on Monday, but we're making a twist on it.
Oh, okay.
Now the members aren't even competing against each other, but you guys are competing against Hannah.
Good luck.
And if you beat Hannah, I'm giving $100 cash of my own money, and it's yours on the spot.
Good
luck.
You don't even need to bring a $100 bill with you.
No, that's the point.
Yeah.
I was gonna do $1,000, but then there would be some sort of coup, and then I'd be $1,000.
Yeah, no, Hannah's good. Jacob is a really good bartender. Has been doing it for about 10 years, and he says he learns something from her every night that he works with her. But
you are
So she has got this.
You're competing there. So the winner of those.
Hey, if you're going to get better, compete against the best.
That's right, and you will be. Good luck.
You will.
So you'll compete against the house. I don't have $100 because I'm married, Frank said. I'm glad you said it and I didn't.
Yeah.
That is so. Oh yeah, thank you for dropping that in and reminding me, JB. That's going to be a blast. Look, we have a lot of stuff that is, the water's bubbling right now, and we're about to start popping.
The second half of this year is going to be electric.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is be smart. So there are some events we're peeling off, just to make sure we have a better rhythm, so it doesn't pop up, so it doesn't hit too fast.
I will tell you what is going to be here sooner rather than later, which makes me sick to say this, but it is July. Halloween.
Halloween. Yep.
This year's Halloween theme, and this is also Get on a Plane worthy. This year's will be Saturday Night Live characters. Mm-hmm. I am so excited.
Yep.
And I am so, you go back and start watching old episodes, because they're all out there now. You go back and start watching, and there's so many characters that.
I was thinking about being that one when
Icons.
Mike Myers is the kid that's on the leash with the helmet
Yes.
on. It's not Stewart.
Not Stewart, but Stewart was a great skit too, though.
Stewart, but that was bad TV.
It was bad TV.
Yep.
But no, the one where he's where he's tied to the thing.
And then he eats a chocolate bar and then pulls
Yeah.
the whole thing out of the ground.
I think he's with Nicole Kidman in that skit, and it was.
That's exactly who it was with.
Burned in my mind. It was so funny. And I think I just appreciate that because I probably should have tied you guys to swing sets earlier on.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah.
You should have cemented
Dad's
that down
group
better.
suggestion.
Yep.
Tie kids to swing sets.
That is right. And a huge cigar staff. Josh Sims saying cigar staff will be the Chippendales.
Yes.
That would be rough. I would like to see it because it would be hilarious.
I would, and then again I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so thank you, Garrett Reed. This was actually Garrett Reed's idea, I think, maybe like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it in.
We listened to him back then, though.
We did,
Really
but
don't
I think
listen
it was
to him.
right. I think we had already decided the theme for last year's. So I think that's it.
That's it?
I think that's it.
All right.
You ready? You want to get off? We got to put some new tags in there.
I need some.
I'm
I need more coffee.
Put together a brainstorm session with Jamont here. This is going to get pretty cool.
Well, at least one of you have a brain.
That's it. Well, 50-50.
Let you guys do the math.
That's right. All right.
All right. That's it.
Peace. Love you.
Peace. See ya.
Out.